Hello all, Offworld92 here. I'm doing a video to show my rig. This is my main guitar and the one I use in this video. It's an Ibanez S420 with DiMarzio deactivator pickups. Follow the cable. The first pedal on my chain is the Boss TU3 tuner. I like it a lot. It's really accurate and it just does the job. It's not really much to say about it. Next, I go into a CS3 compressor. I like it because it's not subtle like a lot of compressors try to be. I use it to level out the levels between my notes and my chords, and it helps with that. It also adds sustain and kind of a thickness that I really like. From there, it goes into the input of my GT10, and from there, the send goes back over here into my M77 custom badass modified OD, which I used as a boost. You can see my settings there. I have output high, gain low. It's typical. There goes into my NS2 noise suppressor, and then that runs into my Morley Little Alligator volume pedal, and that runs into the input of my amp, which is a PV 6505, front grille modded, pretty nice. Goes into the high gain input. There's all my settings. And the send of the effects loop comes to the return in my GT10. And then the output from my GT10 goes out to my Danelectro fish and chips. And that goes back into the return of the 6505. I have a MS412 cab. The top two speakers are WGS. I forget the exact model. It's the G12T75 clones. And the bottom two are just the original Sheffields. I have a FS5U that I use with the GT10. I just use that as an external tap tempo for whatever effects I'm using. In the GT10, this is my main patch. I have this one on the 4th bank. It's just the same patch I use with my band, but at lower levels for home use. The second patch is my boost. It's the exact same thing. I just have the EQ level slider set a little higher for a boost. On this one I have my clean. It's not the 6505 clean, but a model in the GT10 run directly into the return on the 6505. So it bypasses the 6505 preamp entirely. Just goes straight in to get a really good clean tone, because it's not what the 6505 does very well. And then lastly I have my crunch. You'll notice on the crunch, on the channel here, I have it set to A, which doesn't really mean anything on the GT10, but it's kind of color coordinated. I have the 6505 rhythm channel is green, and that's controlled through the amp control here. So if I switch it back to my main, and the channel changes to B, which is red, and the lead channel is also red. It's just kind of cool. The clean I have it set to the green as well, just because it's less noisy. It doesn't really make a difference other than the noise level. I have a Gator G-Bus. It's basically like a DC brick. I know it's not isolated or anything, but I got it inadvertently. It came with a pedal board that I bought. I didn't even know it was going to come with it. But so that's there, powering all of my pedals. And thanks to the NS2 and the noise gates built into the GT10, I don't get any noise. There's a little bit of hiss, but it's not really noticeable. It's amplified in this camera, but in person you can barely hear anything. The Dan Electro is also not noisy. I just have it like that, just a slight volume boost. Gives me a little more options in the volume boost on the GT. This one I use more because the GT volume boost is pretty drastic. But either way, it just gives me more options. And I wanted it to fill in my board and it was really cheap, so I got it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm just gonna play a random crunch and then clean and then lead. Just dick around. One take, no edits or anything, so I apologize if it sounds terrible.